Well, in today's episode of Valuing My Toy Collection, we are actually going to go finish valuing some of our pageant items in our old pageant office. We've still got a little bit to go through, so let's go see what this final total is. Hey everyone, my name's Chris. I'm a full-time beauty pageant director as my career, but in my spare time, I'm a huge toy collector. I've been collecting toys now for over 40 years. You can officially call me a toyaholic. Thanks so much for checking out my YouTube channel. My channel consists mainly of two things: beauty pageants, which I love, and toys, which I love even more. My dream in life has always been to own a toy museum. So it's finally happened. I've bought a building, and now I've got to move this massive collection and value it into the building. We're calling it the Toy Vault because it's an old bank building located in Crystal Springs, Mississippi that actually has two large vaults. So now I'm just going to make a ton of videos and value my toy collection, and then I'm going to make some where I take you shopping with me to thrift stores and flea markets and toy stores to let you see where I find all these goodies. So let's start this episode of Valuing My Toy Collection and value some toys. Well, let's jump right in and start valuing some of our vintage Kellogg's Corn Flake cereal boxes that featured Miss America. This one has Vanessa Williams' Miss America 1984 on it. It wasn't available for the public to purchase. They took them off the shelves before they hit the shelves, and that one's autographed. It's worth about $125. Chat GPT didn't even have any more listed, but this one is Miss America 1983 on the front of the cereal box, worth at least $100, maybe more than that, because they're so hard to find. All right, this one is another Vanessa Williams box. That one's about $125 as well. I might actually sell one of my extra ones. I'm not sure yet. But I don't know what years they actually did these boxes is the problem. This one with a doll advertisement on the back is worth about $50. That's a Miss America doll you could order in 1973. And there's Terry M. Musin, Miss America 1973 on the bottom of that. This is Shirley Cawthron, Miss America 1975. This one's worth about $75. If anybody knows what year they actually put Miss America on the front, I think it was 1980 to 1984, but I'm not sure. Because here's a picture of Elizabeth Ward, Miss America 1982, with her box. But the only box I ever found does not have her crown and banner on. She's just posed with it. So this box is probably worth about $100, maybe more than that. But they're just so hard to find, and I can't find a history anywhere of them to know which ones were actually featured on the boxes. Now this one is from 1979. She was Miss America 1980. Cheryl Pruitt from my home state of Mississippi. This is worth about $75 because it's not the whole box. But I did snatch that up when I found it. It also came with a couple Cheryl Pruitt flyers for her ministries and her swimsuit line she started. And those are probably just worth about $5 each. Then I've got a Vanessa Williams cornflake box and an acrylic box that's still full of cereal, probably worth about $150. Then I've got this really cool swimsuit. It's worth about $35, and the thing that makes it special is that the JCPenney company sponsored the Miss USA pageant in the 80s, and this was an official Miss USA swimsuit. All right, then we've just got a whole lot of miscellaneous program books. These are smaller pageants that we had in our state and a couple national pageants. And this whole lot is probably just worth about $20. And then we've got the Miss America magazine they print called 4 Points for the 4 points of the crown. And we've got 12 issues of this. It's not super collectible, and I don't know how hard it is to find, but I'd say they're worth about $3 each. It has a lot of pageant information on the inside, so I'd say roughly about $36 for all these old magazines. And then we've got some Miss Mississippi America program books. These are for the Mrs. contestants. I don't think they're worth very much. I'd say about $5 each at the most, and we have 6, so that's another $30 we can add to our total at the end of the video. We've got these old Miss America local pageant program books, and these are from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that's Miss America 1949 on the cover, and they're worth about $10 each, so $20 for the set. And then we have a Spanish People magazine with Miss Universe 1993 on the cover, probably worth about $5. And next up we have a Mississippi magazine, the wedding edition, with Susan Ake and Miss America 1986 on the cover, and that's probably worth about $10. All right, next we have some Mrs. America program books. These are the National Pageant program books. They're not super valuable, but probably worth at least $10 each, and we have 2 of those. And that's the year we went to Hawaii to watch one of our friends compete. That was fun. And then this is the Miss Senior America program book where we watched a friend compete, worth $10. One of my friends gave me this Marianne Mobley framed little brochure with a Miss America coin in it, probably worth about $15. I think that was my birthday or Christmas present one year. It's really sweet. I love stuff like that. And then we have a Vanessa Williams Miss America advertisement framed up, probably worth at least $10. All right, I've got this really cute Mrs. America birthday card I got off eBay. I thought that was really cute. And someone had signed it and everything for their wife. And probably worth about $5. Then we've got these supermodel magazines. We've got a ton of these. I think over 50 of these. And I've got a lot of pageant information in them. So I did keep them. But I'd say they're not worth more than $2 or $3 each. And for the whole set of these, like I said, we have over 50, probably about $100. And then here's the rest of them. We just had tons of those. There's my helper Daisy back there watching. She likes to watch everything I do, and I just love her being around me. All right, next we have some of the paintings I did. I love to paint my little cartoon characters, and these little paintings I did with the 5 contestants are probably worth about $35 each. I usually sold them for $50 when I sold them, but I'd say $35. And here's another one. So I have 3 of them with the 5 people. And then at one point it was cool to paint rocks and leave them around for people to find. So we just put our website on the back, and we put these out everywhere. And those rocks are probably just worth about $3 each. They're not worth very much, but they were fun and part of our little pageant history. All right, next we've got this little acrylic box worth about $15. We keep our official Miss America trophy in. That's worth about $50, and the official crown is worth $125, and that little brass column piece is probably worth about $6. All right, I've got a couple pictures framed in the office of Kimberly Morgan and a reunion year from Miss Mississippi. Those are probably worth, I'd say, about $6 each. They're not worth a lot. Got this little girl that holds a bowl like for Halloween candy. She's a little princess or a little pageant winner. She's worth about $20. I kept her in the office many, many years. This little girl ornament still in the box, she's worth about $18. I did keep our pageant trees in the office with all the ornaments I collected over the years. Got this little nutcracker holding up a crown, probably worth about $8. And then we've got this. This was a Miss America cartoon picture I created when I was 18 years old and sent it up to the Miss America pageant. And all the contestants signed it, and they sent me an official letter. It's probably not worth a whole lot, but when I take it off the wall and I turn it on the back, it does have all 51 contestants' autographs on it. So I'd say it's worth at least about $75, maybe more than that. And then we've got these Christmas trees. I'm going to redo them when I put them in the toy museum and just make one large tree instead of these little trees. But we've got 3 trees, and they're just covered in ornaments. So I just took all the ornaments off so I could kind of videotape it, because I like to keep these videos for a history and an inventory of everything I have. In case one day I do decide to sell everything, at least I'll have my whole collection in my pocket on my phone on my YouTube videos. But I took all the ornaments off the tree and I kind of added them up just to see what I was looking at. Some of them are just worth $1, and then some of them are worth up to $8, depending on the how fancy the ornament is and everything. But when I added all the ornaments up from all 3 trees, they're worth about $450. Now this is an official Miss America etched ornament. I think that's probably worth about $10 by itself. This one's cute. This was when Miss Mississippi was making an appearance at the Mustard Seed, and she was selling those ornaments to help raise money for the Mustard Seed. I've got a lot of little vintage dress ornaments and angels and little dolls on this tree. Anything real girly and frilly I would put on the pageant trees. This one's Mississippi done in sequins. That's pretty cool. Here's some little vintage ladies that I had all over the trees, and those beaded ones are really great. They're worth more like $8 each, the fancy ornaments. And then some of my pageant winners gave me these little gifts throughout the years because they know I love a personalized gift, and I kept all of them.
So I think I will put these in the pageant room at the Toy Museum, and I'll just wire them to the tree so people don't try to steal my cool ornaments. Surely they wouldn't do that, right? Now, my friend made these little magnolia ornaments up there. They're made from old CDs, just trying to upcycle and recycle things. And there's a Caramun Miss America ornament. That's probably worth $10 or more. Had a couple crowns I put on there, a couple more ornaments my pageant winners gave me throughout the years, and some more ballerinas and all kinds of cool stuff. It would take me forever to show every single ornament, so I just laid them out. And like I said, the whole set of everything, if I price it individually, would probably be worth about $450. But I am kind of cheap when I price things. I usually underestimate instead of overestimate, because I don't want people to think that I tried to make my collection worth more than it actually is. When I get to my grand total, when I'm through adding up everything, it's probably going to be worth a lot more than I said it was, because I really low figure everything. I low ball it, but like I said, I just don't want to overvalue everything. All right, here's some old Miss Teen America program books. These are probably worth about $5 each, and then an Outstanding Teen National Program book worth about $10. Got some vintage state pageants from the USA system and Teen USA. Now, these two are from Rhode Island, and then we have one also from Nevada. This one's like from 1974, but these are all worth about $10 each because they did put the national winner on the cover. Then we've got some Miss Hospitality program books. This is a big pageant in our state, or it used to be big. It's not quite as popular anymore, but those are worth about $5 each. And then we've got our pageantry magazines. Now, these things become really collectible. They can average anywhere from $10 to $30 or $40 on eBay, depending who's on the cover. So the way I figured it up, I just figured up if it has a national winner on the front, like USA, Team USA, America, Miss Universe, somebody like that, they're worth about $10 each. And those that don't have a recognizable national winner on the front or a smaller pageant on the front, I just valued those at $5 each. So I have like 60 or 61 of these magazines. I subscribed and saved them forever. I don't know if they still make pageantry anymore. I think they do, but I'm just not sure. But I think the whole collection is probably worth about $485 if I was able to sell them individually on eBay. Now, here's my baby girl helping me again. She gets so bored, but she's so patient. Here she is standing on the magazines because she needs my attention. So just a few more of those magazines. They're very full of information, and I think my winners appeared in there several times. I've appeared in them a couple times. It's just a great way to keep the history of pageantry, because we all love to watch a pageant, but beside diehard people like me, how many people actually remember who won 5 years ago or who made the top 10? I can't even remember all that, and I love a good pageant. So, that was a lot of pageantry magazines. Like I said, about 60 or 61. So let's just see what else we have in the office beside all these magazines. It's taken me forever to go through everything. I had this picture on the wall. It's of a 1925 beauty pageant held in Huntington Beach, California. It's probably a Miss America state pageant or local pageant, but that's probably worth about $75. It's professionally framed. And actually, I just bought this at a regular store like TJ Maxx or somewhere like that. All right, then we have some paintings I painted on the wall. When I did my little single cartoon pageant girl paintings, I would always sell them for $25 or $30 each. So I'll just say these are worth $25 each. I actually sold enough paintings at one time to pay my niece's pageant dress. This Miss USA trophy sign I borrowed from a state pageant after they were done with it. It's worth $25. And this sheet of little black and white pictures from the Miss America pageant is probably worth about $20. All right, we've got a little autographed picture of Heather French. It's probably worth about $5. And then a Miss Teen USA 2002, I believe, picture. It's probably worth about $5. And then we've got it from 1979, the Miss America Hostess Guide. That's really hard to find, probably worth about $20. And then we've just got a ton of little plaques and trophies and medals from when my nephew competed when he was a kid. And then I competed some when I was a younger person and had some crowns and talent awards. I'd say you might can find enough crowns and stuff. You get $35 for all that. Got this Atlantic City pennant. It's very vintage, worth about $20. And then this one's super rare. It's a Miriam Mobley pennant. And my friend Melissa got that in an estate sale, and it's worth about $75 minimum. Got this cool bouquet of plush roses we put on one of our mannequins, worth $20. This was mine for being rookie director of the Miss Teen America pageant one year for Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama. And probably worth about $5. Not worth a lot, but it was fun to win. Got this little fake, is this an Oscar? I'm not sure. Probably worth $5, but it's cute. Got this old heavy vintage loving cup. I'd say it's worth about $12. Make a good little vase or something. Got this rhinestone crown. We used to give those away at local pageants all the time. Probably worth $10. And then when our pageant was called Southern Magnolia boy crown, velvet, probably worth about $15. A little vase with some roses just for decorations in there, worth about $10. And then we have this old scepter. It looks like the Miss America crown, but it's all tarnished now and old. I don't know if we could shine that up at all, but I'd say worth about $10 because it's so tarnished on the stem. We've got this little princess statue, super cute. She's a little beauty queen. She's worth about $20. And then we've got this Miss America Royal Reunion dish from 1960, worth about $25. And then we have just this small little rhinestone crown, probably worth about $5. We've got this little hook for your door shaped like a crown, worth about $5. And let's see what else we have. This scarf, well, let me see if I can show it off. Here, I spread it out. It's from 1952. It's from the Miss Universe pageant, the first year they had it. And it's really hard to find. And minimum, it's worth $100. We've got this cool little medal that showed Long Beach, California was the home of the Miss Universe pageant. So I figure that's worth about $25. Got a whole bunch of ticket stubs from the Miss America pageant. And they're not worth a fortune, but I think I'll frame them up because they are a cool piece of history. I'd say all of that's probably worth about $20. And then we've got this. It's a Miss Universe necklace made in Japan. And I love it. It's really hard to find. And I have no idea how much it's worth. So I'm just going to say it's worth about $40, but probably more than that. I've got a 1958 Miss Universe brochure. And it's got great pictures of how big the pageant was and how prestigious it was back then. Poor thing's just a dumpster fire right now, but back then it was something to see. And that brochure is probably worth about $20. I hate how a lot of these new directors and stuff have just ruined so many good pageants. All right, this Miss Universe Christmas card is worth about $5. And from our pageant, this is a Miss Magnolia State pin. We call her Maggie. So she's worth about $20 framed up. And then our Miss Magnolia State pin is also worth about $20. And then we've got one of our 25th anniversary pins, probably worth about $5. Then we've got a little set of brochures from the Miss America pageant, probably worth about $10 for the set. And then we have a Miss America postcard worth about $5. We have my Miss America credit card I sent in for to get a free Miss America blanket worth about $10. It's really hard to find. And then the Miss America pageant was held in Las Vegas for I think about seven-ish years. And back then, the hotel would print the Miss America winner on the room cards, like your key to get in your room. So I figure these are worth minimum $10 each, and we have 7 of those. So that's at least $70 worth of Miss America room cards. And then the there's one more Miss America one. And then the Miss USA pageant also had their pageant in Vegas, and I have 3 room cards from the Miss USA pageant. So they're also worth about $10 each. So that's another $30 worth of room cards we can add to our total at the end of the video, which is coming up really soon. We've got a Miss Teen USA brochure from 1986. That's super hard to find, probably worth about $15. I loved the pageants back then in the 1980s. I think that was the prime spot for pageants back then. It was like the heyday for pageants. They were so beautiful and so popular. Here's a like a TV guide from 1968 with Miss USA on it, worth about $15. And then a Miss Universe envelope that has the logo, and it has a 1-cent stamp on it. That's worth about $15. And then I just got this. This is a picture of what's coming to me. It's a Miss Maine tray from the Miss America pageant worth about $50. So in our previous 497 videos of value on my toy collection, our collection was worth $1,278,963. Now when we add this video of some more of our pageant items and pageant collection, we can add another $3,613 to that overall grand total. So that means for episode 498 of value on my toy collection, our new grand total is $1,282,576. Now, I always wanted to say I had $1 million toy collection, and I can finally do so now. But I'm not really a millionaire. I just have a lot of toys, and I saved this stuff all my life, going to garage sales, flea markets, thrift stores, toy stores, and looking online, and it just accumulated to this big old total. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I am making them. I like to see what all I have and what it's actually worth, and it's a great way for me to inventory my collection. And I also put all the toys and pageant items on our Facebook page, which is called the Toy Vault of Mississippi, if you want to see everything up close and a little bit slower. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please think about doing so, because it certainly helps our channel grow. So until our next video, we will see you then.